boys. Cup of coffee with Scream.
Ooga booga booga.
Happy Halloween morn.
Halloweeny.
And
It
it's
is Halloweeny.
It is. And it's like Halloween for a lot of us is one of the happiest times of year. It really is. It's the most fun. And like been complaining for a couple of weeks now because it's like the joy has been sucked out of everything.
Yeah. For the last 4 years.
It's just been ridiculous because chronic doom, gloom, Chicken Little, whatever. And it's just like, anytime that you think that you've caught a break, oh no, there comes another wave of it.
It's been a rough year for everyone.
Yeah, it really has. And it's one of those that, them starting the Christmas season earlier and earlier. And when you go in the stores and a week before or whatever, and everything's already discounted, and it's like, shit, just give us a break. Mm-hmm. And we were hoping to get pumpkins carved the night before. That didn't happen. Don't know exactly what happened. Fugue State is sitting in doom scrolling or doing something like that, and it's like, no, we're not. And actually, we're recording this on Halloween Eve.
We are. Halloween Eve. Because we always...
30th of 2024.
Well, we record these like a day early.
Yeah, we record them
like the night
before.
early. Huh?
That's what I'm saying. We record them the night previous, and then we upload it to where it's on YouTube and Rumble. Every now and then I'll screw with the times that it's made available to the public. But on YouTube, it's 5:30 a.m., and that's East Coast.
Yeah. East Coast time.
And BitChute, I would love for them to where I can, pick a time on it, and I can't. It's a matter of me getting up and then going ahead and making it available. I have to manually do that. I mean, not like it's hard.
Yeah, but some days it's just like...
Some days it's like, what the hell? And it's like, she overslept. Well, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe because sleep schedule is erratic like everybody else's.
It's been the time of it. It's been the time of it.
It has.
Everybody, what is it with the sleep?
Well, part of it is the planetary alignments. This is why Stefan Burns, when he explains about the coronal mass ejections and then the subsequent geomagnetic storms, even if the storms do not do what people think that they're going to do, it is all vibration and frequency. And that's like one of the recent geomagnetic storms where was a huge CME, and he and other people, it wasn't just him, were thinking that we were going to get a significant geomagnetic storm, and it didn't happen. And they didn't know why. And I had asked, he didn't answer my question. And he may not have known, which was, can certain vibrations and frequencies cancel each other out?
Mm-hmm. It has to, right?
I would think it would.
I don't see how it couldn't.
So,
or maybe it just sort of meshes. And
part of this is that the science is still so new. I mean, to ask questions, and even when you ask a question like that and it's unanswered, that does not mean that it wasn't heard or acknowledged.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that asking questions like that may get somebody else to thinking and going, that's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't know exactly how all this stuff works.
No, we don't.
And I can't remember the name of the experiment. It was the one that I was watching them do the other day, and you're like, what in the hell are you watching? And this guy it was like salt or something like that. I've seen them do with sand and different things. And he had a bow, like you use on a violin or something like that. And he ran the bow down the side of the metal plate And the vibration and frequency of the sound produce these different patterns.
Yeah. And so it was wiggy.
Yeah, it did sound weird.
And so it's like, what was that?
But
what was that? Because I'm hearing strange noises from downstairs. And it's like, what is that? What is that? I can feel that. What is that?
Yeah. And you can do different experiments with that. And I've seen them do lots of using different sound waves if it's from a speaker underneath or whatever. And I think that a new thing that's coming in, and it's not necessarily that new, but it needs to be explored more, is sound and frequency and or vibration, whatever the hell you want to call it, healing. Because that's like when we had to have the kidney stones shattered, it was sound waves that it shattered the stones.
Yeah.
Just like certain frequencies will shatter a glass, a drinking glass. Mm-hmm. I've heard that is true of other disease processes.
Someone's glass eye.
Oh, God. He is my child.
Yeah.
I'm so proud. I really am. That would be bad.
That would be bad.
I think it's a different type of glass.
It is. It's completely different. It does not do that.
I would go down a rabbit hole with that. Oh,
how many times has people's eyes shattered from...
and then, God love him, Peter Falk and Columbo comes to mind because that's how my brain works. That would be bad. That would be really, really bad. But, and that there are different weapons that are out there using sound and vibration. It's been surmised that some of these devices that we have in our homes, that there are frequencies that we are being bombarded with.
Mm-hmm. And it's fucking us up. It's scrambling our own frequencies.
Yeah. And one of the interesting ones was as far as them putting different thoughts in people's heads. Yeah.
I've heard about that.
Uh-huh.
That terrifies me because, it's those intrusive thoughts.
You don't know where they're coming from.
Yeah.
Are they really yours?
Right. It's like, what the fuck are these? And this is beating me down.
Well, and there again, with those intrusive thoughts, you did not invite them. You can tell them to get out, that they're not welcome.
Yeah. But the thing is, if it's a thought and it's being projected by let's say a frequency, that's not something that you can just, I don't think that is possible just to be like, you're not allowed in here.
No, it seems like that AJ on the Why Files, that he did talk about this at one point, and I think they said that the thing that was effective was a tinfoil hat. Yeah. So, spoopy season. We live in spoopy season.
Where do you get actual tinfoil?
Well, that's a good thing. Because it's now aluminum foil.
Yeah.
At one point it really was tin foil. I don't know if there was a difference. Some of us that are older still refer to it as tin foil. Mm-hmm. Even though it is aluminum foil. Or aluminium.
I just figured tin foil was
more. How the Aussies pronounce it.
I just figured tin was more resistant.
I don't know. I mean, seriously, you would have to go and truly. These are all the rabbit holes that a person can explore. And it used to be easier. Now you can't even have fun going down the rabbit holes because you've got the they that's trying to close those rabbit holes.
They are trying to. Do you know how many rabbit holes have been sort of scrubbed? Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
Like, there's shit I used to be able to research, literally 4 years ago at this point. Can no longer.
Right. It's a matter of someone else's thought. And when you've got one controlling group that they think that they are the arbiters of truth, that's scary. that they and they alone are the keepers of the truth.
They are the keepers of their narrative.
Absolutely. Glad you said that, because there is a difference between narrative and truth.
I've had it today, and I've
You've been shit posting.
I've had it.
You've had it
Officially.
remaining silent.
Huh?
You have had it of remaining silent.
Yeah.
And of not, not speaking out. And that's exactly how some of this stuff continues, is that some of these people have never been confronted. In some ways, we have become too polite.
Yeah. Because it to a detriment, because it makes you almost afraid to voice your own opinions.
Sure.
And to keep your own boundaries. It does fuck you up. And that's sort of the thing I was exercising, as far as, no, this time I'm not just going to post and delete. I'm keeping this shit up. I'm standing in what I said. Sure. I said what I said.
And this interesting phenomenon that has occurred, that it's, like I said, some of these rabbit holes are really broad and deep and dark.
Yeah.
As far as the hurting of a society. And we have all been hurted.
Yeah, I can't say what I said in the TikTok on here.
No, I mean, even on that, what is that? That is behavior modification. You cannot say what you want to say, because you will be punished.
Yeah, it's bullshit. It's fully bullshit.
Well, yeah.
Except for on BitChute, damn, you can say anything on there.
BitChute's great. I love BitChute. And as far as Rumble, you can do that. Over on X, for the most part. Now, every now and then, you still come up with something that they will yeet you over.
Yeah, but I think it has to be kind of extreme.
Yes and no. It's like some bots do not understand sarcasm.
Oh, that's true. But usually they get fixed. Right?
Yes, because there's always somebody hollering, Elon, fix your shit. And he's all right with that.
Yeah, unlike certain platforms that we know of.
Yeah. Because that they have the big bucks. And that's one of the things. It's not just a matter of money. And I was posting over on X today. It's like, it was a response to something that somebody had posted. And it's like, okay, why would people do what they do? Why do people choose to do evil? Why do they choose to do harm to other people? And we understand that there are people that are sociopathic. I question whether those people are truly human. If you are devoid of any characteristic of God, just because you look like a human, are you still truly human? I don't know. I've asked professionals this. They don't know either. Some of these questions, there are no answers at this point in time. But with money, after somebody has enough money and they have done everything that the world has to offer as far as what money can do, the next thing they seek a lot of times is control and power, because that is what money can also achieve. Control what? Control other people a lot of times for their amusement or for their hubris, that because that they have money, they are therefore better than. They're smarter than, they're higher, intelligence, they're whatever.
Oh no,
they did it right.
They're shit human beings who have money. That's it.
But when you are one of these people that has given yourself over to evil to the point that you derive pleasure from other people's suffering, that's evil.
Diddy.
Well, there's a lot of
And
these.
many others.
And again, it was to control other people, the temptation, the sin. There are real world consequences. And so, what an interesting time that these things are being brought to light. And it is incredible the time that we're living in.
And these things did need to be brought to light.
Yeah.
And that's kind of just the sheer horror of all this stuff being exposed. That is what's painful.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing that's painful. And it's just a matter of, okay, are we going to get through this?
Right. There is that question. And in humanity's history, as we have it right now, you always have that allure of hidden knowledge. And trust me, there's a lot. Are there things that are hidden? Yes. Does that mean that it needs to all be revealed and that everything would be perfect? Well, apparently not, because those who knew it aren't here now.
Yeah.
We got to work with what we've got. And so you've got that. That can very much be a distraction technique of the enemy.
Mm-hmm. It's just like, focus on what you got right now.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, it's wonderful to go down these rabbit holes about, Atlantis and Lemuria and all this bunch of stuff and what they knew and everything. They ain't here now. Whatever, like I said, it didn't save their asses. What have we got that we can work with today that can hopefully save our asses? That's bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as people nitpicking on other people, that is making me a little crazy.
Listen, people got to stop on that nitpicking shit right now. It is not cool.
This one don't look right. That one don't smell right. That one ain't the right way. This one ain't the wrong.
This one's holding their tongue wrong.
It's like, fuck off. If you are that damn nitpicky, go someplace. Take that, microscope or magnifying glass and do some self-examination.
It's crazy world.
It is crazy. And let me tell you something. If all that somebody has to say is about somebody's appearance, they have no argument and they have nothing that I want to hear. Because that has set the stage for me. And that's one of the things that we want to talk about on this Halloween, are the invisible people. Because there's millions of them.
Screaming, we're here.
Yeah. Yeah. The ones that look funny. The ones that are too fat or too thin or too tall or too short or whatever.
Listen.
The ones deemed unworthy.
Mm-hmm. Listen, the ones that look funky, the initial shock, you get over that initial shock.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as you get over that initial shock, they look normal to you. Because they are normal. They're people like you.
Some of the most camera-ready people, and how many of these idiots, and I'm sorry, it is a Darwin Award. There's been lots of them that have been winners lately. That they're too worried about how they appear on that little 2x2 screen that's going to appear on somebody else's 2x2 screen. This one chick backed into a helicopter blade. The helicopter,
what?
The blades are going. And if you've ever been around a helicopter, they're loud.
Yeah.
And she was trying to get camera shots of somebody and whoo.
So she did.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Was this for TikTok?
I don't know. Doesn't matter now. But how many of them have fallen off bridges, mountains, whatever, trying to get the perfect shot? Well, there you go. It was a final one. Narcissism, hedonism, it always has, again, real world consequences. Pride goeth before the fall.
Sanity.
It is.
Crazy. This is...
Narcissus drowned because he fell in love with his own image. It was his demise.
Hubris.
Yeah. Lovers of self.
Full on. And that, that's sort of what they have wanted to breed for a while was narcissism.
Yeah.
And
Self-obsession. And it's destroying people. It truly is. It always does. And it's another way to divide people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been going on. Humanity is a very, very strange and flawed species. Those flaws we are supposed to overcome. There are ways to overcome those for the ones who want to take the time to look at themselves, see that they have flaws, admit that they have flaws, and do something about them. Just because somebody isn't camera ready, what do they have to say? And is it a matter of listening to someone? And it's just like, RFK Jr. and where he has the stenosis with his throat, and it is really hard to listen to him. I admit that. But what he has to say is brilliant. Now, there's some people that they can listen to him and they don't have a problem with the way that he speaks and stuff. Mm-hmm. For me, it's easier when he writes a post or something.
Yeah.
I was like Carl Jung. If you ever listen to him, you're like, it's kind of hard. But to read his stuff, you get it.
Now, I do mean this in all sincerity. Are we also including the people that look weird, like as far as like the SJW type looking people?
A lot of those people are attention seeking, and I get that. When someone's outward appearance is outside of the quote unquote norm, I think a lot of those people are not being heard. That is truly what I believe. And I think that anytime that you are othering another human, instead of sitting with them, finding out why they have the views that they have.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it is attention seeking. I have seen videos of people that their behavior is so bizarre that there's no way that there's not a mental health issue there.
Right.
When somebody can look at a political sign and feel the need to go up and attack that sign, that person has a mental health issue. That's fact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because it's just...
Or anything else.
Literally willing to commit a crime.
Uh-huh.
Just to prove your political party is good?
Right.
What?
And by their fruits you will know them. What behaviors are you seeing? And this is on an individual basis. And this is why, as far as the invisible man and the invisible people, and I was thinking about this today, how humans, for whatever reason, have a tendency that they don't want to listen to others, and that includes viewing their artwork or they're listening to their poetry or their music or anything like that, unless you have a group of other humans that want to validate it, instead of them standing strong within themselves and going, I really like this. Mm-hmm. This speaks to me. This has meaning to me. That it's a matter of other people going, oh, no, you're not one of us if you like that. Now, as those of us who are goth, guess what? We got over that years ago. Years.
Oh yeah. There's a. She literally goes by Granny Bat on TikTok, and she is full out, like decked out goth.
Well, she's
like
got the time and the energy to do that. She's
white hair
wonderful.
out to here.
God love her.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah, she is fucking awesome. And God, she does talk about mental health and her experience in school and stuff like that, because she's also one that does suffer with schizophrenia.
God
now, it's a
her.
relatively light end of schizophrenia, but still.
And just that word scares people because they don't understand it.
It's not as scary. Now, some of them, depending on the person, certain people like have varying levels of schizophrenia where they could have delusions full on to the point that they are acting out in real life.
Right.
Because they cannot tell that it is, they genuinely cannot tell that it is a hallucination.
Right. To them, it is the reality.
Yeah. And then there's the lower end where they have like auditory hallucinations. Yeah. They'll see like mist through the side of their eyes or like right in front of them. They see shadow people.
Yeah. And there's question whether it's a mental health issue or whether these people are seen on a spiritual plane that the rest of us can't pick up on. We don't know.
Yeah. It's you don't know, but like they're not bad people.
No, they're people that are having difficulty working in this realm for whatever reason.
I do think that they're kind of stuck in between realms, and so it's like they're glitching out constantly.
It could be because they sure as hell don't know. They haven't figured it out yet.
Nah,
and it's like it scares other people. A lot of things that are unknown scare other people, and so I don't know if that's why they want to mock people that have a condition or just they don't want to deal with it. And which is really sad because they're missing getting to know some amazing human beings. Again, the invisible people, out of sight, out of mind. And what they do, they put them in jails and prisons, and they hide them away from the world to where they... Oh, you're suffering? That's fine. Don't do it in front of my face.
For people to judge.
It's disgusting.
For people to see their mugshot in the news or something like that, and then judge. Mock and ridicule. It ain't fucking cool.
No, it ain't cool. And that's why, as far as the camera-ready people that are shallow as a sheet of paper and their hearts are hard as stone, give me the invisible ones. Give me the real ones. Give me the broken ones, because those are the ones we love.
Yes.
And for somebody to have artwork. And that is one thing about online now. It doesn't matter. Anybody can show their art online. They've got was it DeviantArt or something like that? Is that still a thing? I know that.
Oh, God, love it. Yeah, so it's still around, but like, is it used like how it used to be? Not in the slightest. They screwed themselves over.
Oh, well, that's sad.
People are posting their stuff on TikTok, Twitter, X, Instagram.
That includes poetry. That includes music.
Instagram, stuff like that.
Right.
So.
And even that, as far as this amassing
their blog spots,
whoever, or how about the numbers, let go of the fucking numbers. If you can affect in a positive way one person's world in a day, is that not enough?
There was a dude that I was watching earlier, and this girl came up. He was. I'm guessing he was like an inspirational spokesperson or whatever, but the way that he put it was downright. It sounded harsh, but it was truth.
A professional ass kicker, is that what it was?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's called old school AA sponsor. That's exactly what
Except not.
12 steps can apply to anything.
She didn't think that her stuff was worthy of putting out there, and even if she put it out there, that she wouldn't get the numbers that she wanted. And the dude was like, so what?
Right.
The people who get it will get it, and the people who don't. It ain't meant for those people who don't get it.
Exactly.
Why are you comparing yourself to numbers? Why are you comparing yourself to other people?
Sure.
It ain't about, like,
Yeah. I do know. We've been doing this podcast for years.
I need that video. I'll show you.
I'll
show you that video later.
This is something that we have struggled with. And it is art for art's sake.
Yeah.
And this is why, if you've got a loved one, and some people, this happens frequently, they may have written poetry or stories or whatever, that no one ever read. That doesn't mean they're not good.
Mm-hmm.
It was important enough for them to put it on paper. Preserve that.
Yes. Yes.
Read it now, even if they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
People may find treasures. Everybody usually finds treasures in hidden places, but you got to be willing to dig.
Yes, it's a lot like going to a flea market and having to dig through the bins.
Absolutely.
There is so much shit. Now, some of the things you can see that is picked through, but some of the bins that usually people just skim right over because they look kind of janky or whatever, you can find some really good stuff in them.
Absolutely. Absolutely you can. And that is very much true of human beings.
Uh-huh. Dumpster diving.
Because of the places where God has put us, this knowledge has been hard gathered.
Yeah.
And it's like everybody's got a story. And each story, if you allow it to, will change you just a little bit, hopefully for the better.
Mm-hmm.
And to look at some of the things that other people have gone through. And it was just jobs. And I love Micro. Love him.
Yes. He's awesome.
And his Dirty Jobs series or whatever he's doing right now, I think he's just a quality human being. I really do.
I think he is too. I mean, at least that's how it appears.
And for him to go out and show these people that do these hard, nasty, thankless jobs every day so that the rest of us can go about our world in a little bit better way.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure everybody has heard about the garbage lately, which is hilarious. And I had suggested to somebody, I think it was Juanita Broderick, today, that it would be great if Vivek Ramaswamy could get with Micro and do something. Because Vivek was out there learning how to put garbage in the back of a garbage truck. Because guess what? Not everybody can do that. There is an element of skill.
There is.
It is a hard, thankless, nasty job that is needed to have our society continue to function. If you don't think that's right, don't take out your garbage for 2 or 3 days or 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And see how that affects you.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean? These people dig a hole in their backyard and they burn it.
Well, that's how people around here did it for years. Years.
Except for the glass bottles. Those are still...
Well, no, yeah, I mean, the glass
still
bottles and stuff, every now and then you'll still find some of those old glass bottles.
Yeah.
And what they recycled, but there was not the packaging and stuff then that there is today.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's interesting, and I've been one of the people that has been responsible several years ago for going through the remains of one of those burn piles. Oh my God. And I'm thinking, what were you thinking? But the thing was, the people that had done that, they were doing the best that they could, and they did have diminished mental capacity. They truly did. And so, wasn't my job to counsel them or anything else. I simply went through the remains of that and cleaned up the yard. Yeah. Most interesting.
Yeah.
And so all those invisible people, like I said, the ones who are working in department stores or any kind of whatever where they have a bathroom, God bless them.
That is another very nasty, thankless job. No, not even the people who do that job want to do that job.
No, because not everybody can deal with it. But for those who can, and God bless Birdie, I miss her.
I miss her too. She was awesome.
She had such incredible grace, and she was such a blessing to us.
Mm-hmm. I think she still work. Does she not work at that other restaurant still?
I don't know whether she's there. It's been a long time since we went over to Arby's, and I know at one point she was thinking about going back to California.
Yeah.
But that was the thing. And how we got to know this person is we took the time to stop and say, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
because she was cleaning the restrooms and stuff, and it's like, thank you.
And she's
a wonderful human.
Yeah. And let me tell you something. I don't think those people in California exactly walk up to each other and say thank you that often.
People around here a lot of times don't do that often. Not as much as they should.
And it's like, why? What happened to Southern courtesy?
Well, internet and TV.
Shit.
Yeah.
Programming.
Absolutely. Programming. But this is why on this Halloween, you don't have to be the invisible person. Just because you're not getting the acknowledgement you think that you need in this moment does not mean God always sees you. He always sees you. And I know sometimes that sounds very hollow. Sometimes it feels very hollow, but it's still true. Mm-hmm. Sometimes he's closer than others, or it's just our perception. But on this tiny, microscopic, paddling pirate ship, you have a place. We see you. Mm-hmm. We welcome those comments. And yes, my email has got to the point to where they're like, you're going to have to do something about this, or we're going to cancel your email. I will do something about it. Comments. If you make a comment and I don't see it, because Blue was telling me today that there was something wiggy going on with the comments. Again, you have the option of BitChute and Rumble. If I don't get back in touch with you quickly enough, because some days a lot of shit going sideways. Mm-hmm.
Emails.
I sent
like
another.
The comments can be just like the email some days.
Be.
It's just a struggle to get to them.
But comments, send me another comment if I didn't see it. If you try to comment and it gets yeeted off of YouTube, what you can do sometimes is put your comment under somebody else's comment, and it'll go through. It's been like that for years. You have to bounce off somebody else's comment. Nobody cares. You can bounce. Over on X.
Yeah.
You know. But it's like everybody who
X is Morlanda, COCWS.
Everybody who takes the time to listen to us, you matter. Your voice matters. Your thoughts matter.
Thank you for spending time with us.
Yeah. Yeah. And coffee and ponderings and just, you all are part of our world for a little while. We get to be part of your world for a little while. That is just an amazing gift.
It is.
That people give us. And we're grateful. Because Halloween also a time for being grateful.
It is. Because it's the holiday right before Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. Which people have seemed to have forgotten this year.
Well, it's all right. But it's a matter of when you have light, that is what dispels the darkness. Mm-hmm. That's love, appreciation, forgiveness, thanksgiving, empathy, compassion, grace, and that includes yourself. Mm-hmm. I'm going to include on this, and I don't know if I'm going to put it at the beginning or the end, or I'll just do its own little thing. This Saturn return thing is kicking my ass up between my ears. Yeah. I walk funny now. Mm-hmm.
God. Damn, it just got you ragged.
Yeah. And it's all right, because it's a matter of going through. Every day is one day closer to the end of this.
I mean, it's all for a reason. Mm-hmm. All of it. Mm-hmm. Saturn return is not pleasant for anybody.
No, it's not. It's
like,
not
why?
intended to be pleasant. Boot camp is never pleasant.
It's like, all right, pop quiz, assess your whole life.
Yeah. Let's go back over it one more time. And I'm like, really? Really? I've gone through this over and over and over, and it's just like... But when you can talk about something that was traumatic, and it's just like, okay, it just happened, and you're tired of even hearing that, in hearing yourself tell the story again. and there's no emotional charge, guess what? You're done with it. It's just part of the past. It's part of the story. That chapter's done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's just like, okay, let's just wipe this one out. Let's go on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Final thoughts on this Halloween morn.
Halloween morn. Candy. Get candy. I want candy, bubblegum and taffy.
Yeah. It's just, and it just is. It is we are determined. It didn't get done what we wanted to get done prior to, so we're going to take the day to do Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Halloween.
Because that is something we look forward to every year. And the devil is not going to steal that away. We've got turnips to carve. Are you kidding?
We do got turnips to carve.
You want to tell them where we
can I carve the turnips instead of the pumpkins? I don't feel like fighting the pumpkins this year.
You don't have to fight nothing, honey. You don't have to fight anything. If you don't want to carve a pumpkin, you don't have to carve one. I've got more for me. Uh-huh. Yeah, I'll get out there.
Do you mean that sarcastically?
No, take it whichever way that you want to. It does not matter. I have never forced you to carve a pumpkin, ever.
That answer does not make me feel secure.
Oh, my God. Well, you and your little Gen Z self, now I will tell you, from your Gen X mama, get over yourself.
Makes me think, did I say something wrong there?
God. You can find us.
Find us at Bitch Shoe Rumple in YouTube. Relentless Cup of Coffee with Scream. Also check her out on X, previously known as Twitter. Relentless COCWS.
Remember, your neuroses are yours and yours alone. It is not up to the rest of the world to cater to anybody. That includes mine with the depression and stuff. That is mine to deal with, nobody else's. That's how it's true with any kind of mental anything. Improvise, adapt, overcome. Yeah. Entity. Whatever. Go out. Frolic amongst the spirits. Actually, don't.
No, I was thinking...
Your little fires tonight.
I was thinking,
fires are good on this.
Adapt, overcome. What does NT stand for? What does it abbreviated stand for?
Anyhow. Everybody's having a paranormal supernatural experience. Everybody can't escape it. You ride on this, you bought a ticket to ride. Mm-hmm. Oh. You bought a ticket to ride. Know that you are loved. Treat other people the way that you would like to be treated. And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cup.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.